Nurgleprobe, and welcome to another Pokemon TCG deck tech. Today we're looking at a standard deck for the 2016 format, and this is a deck that I've created myself for the last format though, but I think you can still use it in the current one, just change a few cards up. I don't know which really. Maybe don't change a few cards up, just use it as it is. Anyway, it's Sharpedo EX together with Hydreigon, and it's the Hydreigon that has the Dark Impulse abilities. There's another one that has a different ability that I don't remember the name of, but it's not even close to as good as the Dark Impulse one. So Dark Impulse lets you take an energy from your discard pile and put it on one of your Pokemon, or your active Pokemon. It's a great ability. You can discard down your energies to discard pile and then put energies onto your active. This would be great if it was a fire ability as well. But anyway, the reason we use that is because we use Sharpedo EX as our main attacker. And the reason I use Sharpedo EX is because I love the Sharpedo. It's a shark. It's kind of cool. And I also, one thing that I really love in Pokemon TCG is to remove my opponent's energies and just stop him from doing anything throughout the game, and it's really fun. I love that. I love being annoying, and Sharpedo EX is just that, and it's only that probably. Jagged Fang is its second attack, and that basically does 100 damage and discards an energy to Sharpedo and also to your opponent's active Pokemon. And you pick which one, if I remember correctly. Yes. And since you're discarding energies from your Pokemon, it's going to be hard to do that attack every turn, right? No. That's why we have Hydreigon, so that we can use that ability, equip an energy, and then attack with Sharpedo. The best thing is also that if your Sharpedo starts taking damage, you can actually switch out to another Sharpedo, even use the retreat cost, no problem, and then just equip new energies to the new active one with Hydreigon, which is, as long as you have one energy in your hand, you can actually just attack with a completely new Hydreigon next turn. As two backup attackers, we also have Malamar, which is also sweet for the sleep ability. We only have one of those in the deck, but it's fine, it's fine. You could replace, we also use Lugia EX because it's fun. This came out when I made this deck, I believe, or no, I had made this deck and then this card came out and I thought, why not put it in there for fun? Instead of this, you can use Yveltal, you can use another Malamar, you can really switch this card into anything that you feel like it should be. The only reason is we can use Arrow Ball, and then I think Deep Hurricane is actually a fine attack to remove stadiums with at points where you don't want their stadium active, like, well, basically anything that would stop you or annoys you. Rough Seas, Boring, no, what's the Sky one? Skyfield. One of those two that just enables your opponent's strategies. So that is something to look at, and we also play only one Shaman, so you could also replace one of the, or the Lugia EX with a Shaman if you want to do that. This deck, of course, it's not a very competitive deck, it's more like a fun deck, and we remove energies with Sharpedo, and we even use Cirrosic and Team Flaregunt in the deck, just to keep doing that same annoying thing, and even doing it more effective. Sometimes we get some really bad hands with this deck because of the amount of bad trainers and supporters that we play. Not necessarily bad, but if we get too many of them at the same time, you kind of get stuck with them. We also play one Enhanced Hammer. This could be the Crushing Hammer if you want it to be, but I think Destroying Special Energies is just overall better. Float Stones is something that I put in recently when they were reprinted. These used to be Switch. And you can really choose whatever you feel like here if you want Float Stones or Switches. I'm putting in Float Stones. I've not tried it with Float Stones yet. With Switches, it's absolutely fine. And the reason for that is so that you can retreat with your Hydreigon when they like Lysander in Hydreigon just to stall you. So I'm guessing that Float Stone will actually be better because then you can equip them to Hydreigon, and Hydreigon can keep retreating when he pulls them out. Now, I mean, I guess he won't pull them out if you have a Float Stone, but it's a good trick. We also play Headringer, same thing there, energy stop thing, just stopping your opponent from doing things, being annoying, being fun. That is basically the deck, and then we have a lot of basic cards like Ultra Ball, Via Seeker, Professor Sycamore, and such. Also played Double Birch. I don't remember exactly my reasoning behind that, but I think it's just because we don't want to discard too many Hydreigons and things, so that we play double of these so that we can get some new hands even if we don't have Sycamore, or if we don't want to use Sycamore. Rare Candy, obviously, to evolve into Hydreigon, and that's it, I think. So if you look at this deck and you're like, well, I like the overall idea of using Hydreigon, but I'm not a huge fan of Sharpedo, you could easily remove the 4 Sharpedos and putting Malamar and Yveltal EX into this deck instead. So I have 4 Malamar, or 3 Malamar and 3 Yveltal EX, and that is actually a much stronger deck and better deck, but not as fun. You're not going to remove a lot of energies with that, so yeah. I like this build better because it's more entertaining, but if you want to be more competitive with it, put in Malamar and Yveltal instead. And at that point also remove Xerosic and Team Flare Gun unless you want those kinds of cards, or unless you want, you know, to keep that energy removal part in the deck. Other than that, and also put Muscle Bands in then, if you want to do that to be a bit better and stronger. Probably replacing them with Team Flare Gun at that point. So that's the deck. It's a standard deck. It will win you a few games. It will lose you a few games, silly enough, when you get bad hands with like rare candies and Team Flare Gun and you're like, what am I gonna do with this? But it's a fun one. It's a really fun deck to play, and when it works, it really works like a charm. No, but it's really fun to play. And when your opponent is running out of energies, they get really annoyed, and it's funny. You get a lot of concedes, which is fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. Come back next time for another deck tech video, and next time we're gonna look at some other deck. The new set just released, so I'm also doing a deck or a set review of that, so you can probably find that in the link at the end of the video within a few days, depending on when you look at this, or just look there and see if you can find it. So the coming next few decks that we're making will probably contain decks or cards from the newest set. I was promising to do that even before this, but I'm gonna try and be better and use new cards for the upcoming decks. The next deck we're looking at though will be Mewtwo, and the Mewtwo with the fighting and psychic energies. I should not talk more about that. Just enjoy. I hope you enjoy this deck if you're trying it out, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Have fun. See ya. Thanks for watching, everybody. To see the next deck tech in the series, you can click right here and see more Pokemon TCG content like podcasts, set reviews, and all decks covered so far. You can also click right here. Also, don't forget to check out my stream. I play PTCGO every Friday. I do giveaways, test new decks, and play tournaments. You can find the link to that below. Thanks once again for stopping by, and take care.